I want to know, a report by Haki just today showed that Roots flag bearer George Jacoya campaign team is the only team that has not been involved in voter bribery in these elections. Is Jacoya this popular, and what does this mean for an average voter if he's getting this popularity and he's not bribing as other camps, according to Haki?
He doesn't have the money to give.
But
he will be using money.
What does this mean for the voter, though? Because he's not using money, he's becoming popular.
That craze, that excitement about George Jacoya. And by the way, it's not even about people on Abuta Bangi. No. I've met a very serious guy who say, this was Jacoya guy, me, I'll vote for him. And there's just that craze. And you know what, Jad? Fellows like this have gone on to win power. You can talk about Ukraine, Madagascar, Philippines, you can talk about America. Reagan was just a third-rate film star from Hollywood, third-rate. And he acted his way to governor of California and finally president of the United States of America. I think governor or something like that, then president. Schwarzenegger was an actor, but that was a serious actor. Had he not been that he wasn't a first-generation American, he would have become president.
He became a governor.
Cartoons sometimes, I'm not saying what is a cartoon, I'm just even cartoons. You know, DJs, dancers, what?
Oh.
Yeah, they're all over.
But what does this mean for Kenyans? If you can look at someone like Jacoya was just come up and he makes you vote for him, does this mean that Kenya, we are heading to a place where...
What is it Jacoya doesn't have that these people have? He's more educated than all these people running for president. I mean, if you are looking at degrees as education, he has more degrees than any of these all of them put together.
Yeah.
So,
is our demography?
He's a Kenyan.
Yeah.
He's 60 years, 61 years, therefore he's mature enough. So what is it what Jacoya doesn't have?
I'm asking
he
you.
Doesn't smoke weed. So what is it? This is compact.
What are Kenyans?
What can you say against him? But just that he's not from established names. That's all. It's just that he's not from established names. That's the only thing he doesn't have.
Are Kenyans thinking
and then he doesn't
differently?
have tons and tons of money which Kenya Raila and Ruto have. What else doesn't he have?
Is there a different demography that we're seeing when we look at people going to Jacoya? Because no one is talking about ethnicity.
If what is happening, what has happened elsewhere to bring people like this to power were to happen here, it wouldn't be the people you are imagining alone. It wouldn't be the mad, the bangi smokers. It wouldn't be the Rastafarians only. It wouldn't be rebellious youth. It could even just be normal people like you and I who don't smoke weed, who are not kids. I mean, you, of course, you are a kid. A craze is something you can't define. And I told you last time, if Jacoya knew how to capitalize on this wave, he will cause Raila and Ruto sleepless nights. For example, if he designed a rally, well thought of, well hyped, with the vibes, Nyayo Stadium, the walls would be broken.
If he had the funding and...
He doesn't even need money. If he produces money, he'll lose. He doesn't need money. Just to ride on the wave. No, a wave is something, again, you can't explain.
It comes...
Just crazy.
Last time you told me you don't even know how he's getting here.
People just get excited. You see, all this graffiti, all this branding, Jacoya has nothing to do with it. It's just people who are doing it. And they're feeling happy.
What is the likelihood of bribes, lunch, or these drinks they give boys translating into votes, as we're looking at these stats by Haki Africa? Because they're saying both other camps have been giving out bribes. What is the likelihood?
I don't know what you call bribe, but I know in Kenyan politics, money is used in various forms. In any case, you need money for logistics. You can't have an election anywhere in the world without money. So, if that translates to bribes, I don't know. But I know that in this country, the days when people used to give people money directly to bribe them, to buy their votes, are really well behind us. It doesn't happen in a manner that could worry me. Because that was the only way you could get elected. But we moved away from that. Money still does exchange hands, but not in the way you... I don't think someone like Sifuna running in Nairobi will be giving people money. Where will he even get that money? For example, where will he even get the money? Nairobi is only so many million people, 2 million voters.
Yeah.
Even if he set out to bribe only 500,000, where will he get the money from?
Then where
will Margaret Wanjiru get all that money?
How does oiling campaigns then translate to votes?
Just logistics. It's about the rallies. It's about organizational expenses. That's where the money goes. In America, it's about media. All the big bucks go to the media for advertising.
Okay.
We are about to get there also. In the next election, 80-90% of all the expenses will be on media. Because, look, why would you waste so much money going to public rallies? And people are going to be reached in other ways. People are going to be reached using other platforms. Online and other platforms. And they are catching up. So even when you go to Bandera or wherever, the impact next election may not be there.
So he's telling me, Jadiel, you must understand with Kenyan politics is that you have to start with tribes, period. If you don't play it, then your goose is cooked. Like yesterday, our politics is about big names. Jacoya says, Mambo. Eduardo Edu says, Manyora, you are lying to us. Lillian says, Jadiel is one-man show party. Check that. He hasn't explained that.
I want him to hear to say how I'm lying to us.
But let's get into the conversation for today. Is this elections too close to call? You have done several videos, Prof, including the one you did at Saturday. I have it right now. Simon, let's just play that video, then come back, talk about too close to call. It's about numbers, calculations. You broke down the numbers on Saturday.
Yes. Much. And anybody celebrating that there is Rift Valley with the numbers to make Ruto president is misguided. Because, to repeat, Ruto has only 2 million he can call his votes. The rest belong to Raila. The rest they share with Raila. Anybody celebrating about 5.8 votes on Mount Kenya, that Ruto will take the 4+5 and already win, is also wrong. Because all indications are, and evidence on the ground is that Raila will get over 40% of the Mount Kenya votes. Needless to say, the celebration is a waste of time, and the numbers favor Raila Amolo Odinga.
Well, that is Professor Herman Manyora on Wednesday. Prof, that is you, speaking about Rift Valley, speaking about Mount Kenya. Yes, different polls have different presidential aspirants on the lead. Latest by Infotrack, placing Raila at 42, Ruto at 38. As we're looking at too close to call, and this Jacoya factor as a conversation for today, if elections were held today, who would win? Let's start with that. Current position.
Raila would win.
We've already shifted from Ruto would win, now it is...
That day, the days have passed. So many changes, like I'm telling you, like on the mountain.
Things are changing. Yeah. Both
Raila
candidates.
is beyond 30% on the mountain. That was enough to give him the victory.
It's all about the mountain for you. Both candidates right now, they are standing strong, saying, we have the numbers, we will win. Raila goes, we have the numbers, we will win.
The person who will get 200 votes.
When you look, your numbers, are they a probability or is it a certainty?
No, mine, I'm looking at the numbers on the table.
It's not a likelihood to happen. It is what is as of now.
I'm looking at the numbers on the table. There are other factors I can bring to play, and I've explained. Including the fact that I can't even see how Ruto can beat Raila in a fair election. Those are subjective. Just I look at Raila like this, the Raila I know. Then I see someone like Ruto saying he can face Raila and beat him. Yeah, I can't understand how it can happen. Then to make it worse, Raila is with Uhuru. And then Ruto can manage the two. It may be subjective, but I can't understand how that can happen.
So that's the subjective
miracles do happen.
Yeah.
But that is subjective. But when I talk about Raila winning, I'm talking about the numbers. I have cracked these numbers, including with die-hard Ruto supporters, including today lunchtime. We were cracking the number of some guys.
It is not too close.
I don't want to talk to you again.
Is it?
This is frightening. I tell him, look here. Even, I've been giving Raila as little as 60% in Western. Cost, Ukambani. I dropped it to 55% and you're still winning. So, it's numbers. It's nothing. It's numbers.
There are 3 regions.
So stop. The only way Ruto can stop Raila is to reproduce the 2017 numbers for Jubilee.
2017 numbers for Jubilee.
Yes.
Can he have his 2013 numbers for TNA? Can he have those kind of numbers?
Those, if he can reproduce them. Kumira Draku. Around the mountain. The craze. People standing tea room and paying for matatus. Ulikuwa unaenda Nyeri, unaenda kupiga kura ingia. shika 1,000 na kula njiani.
Are we not going to see a low voter turnout this time
That's
around?
where
That will affect
It'll
both
affect Ruto.
both Ruto and Raila.
No. In fact, let me give you the numbers. And I'm sorry, Ruto people, they think Manyora doesn't like. I like them so much. Let's have a situation that is not quite possible. If the turnout dropped to 70%, Raila doesn't even need one vote. Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah. If Mount Kenya dropped turnout to 70%, Raila doesn't need votes from Mount Kenya to win.
He needs to just
That's how
watch
bad it is.
Ruto's numbers.
Yeah,
that it is.
Kuokota tu moja mbili hapa, Uhuru alete moja mbili, Mada mbili, ikifika hata 400, 600,000. It doesn't need more than that.
But Ruto's numbers are saying they're having coast right
Where?
now. They're having
Where?
Western region right now.
There is one constant which Ruto must deal with. That the Western belongs to Raila Odinga. You may up your game and get more, but you would not erase the fact that it is still a Raila zone. And I've explained to people that about 40% of the Western vote is Raila through cultural ties. Sometimes the difference between a Luo and a Luya, you people don't know. Like me, I'm a Luo. My blood flowing here is Luo. It's not even Luya. There are people calling themselves Luos and they are Luyas like Raila. I'm more Luo than Raila. Raila is Luya. He's more Luya than me. So those kind of things I've explained to you. And then Raila has organic followers. Organic, they can't change. So that pushes to about 50-55% before he starts. So even if Mudavadi and Wetangula were to do wonders, you still cannot take over Raila, who starts with 55% of the votes he doesn't need to persuade. He doesn't need to persuade, they are there.
They're his.
They are even willing to die for him. Not just vote for him, to die for him. So Western belongs to Raila. A question of how much Ruto can get out of it can be debated. That we can debate. But it cannot amount to him upstaging Raila in Western. Get the point?
Yeah.
Same with the cost. No opinion poll can tell you today that Raila has been overtaken by Ruto at the cost. None, including their own. So cost is Raila, Western is Raila, Nyanza is Raila, Northeastern is Raila, Nairobi is Raila. My friend, you are left with the Rift Valley and Central on Mount Kenya. That's why I said, for Ruto to have a fighting chance, he must maintain the Uhuru numbers of 2017. And that is an impossibility.
But some say right now.
The numbers from Rift Valley and Mount Kenya, he must have those votes, all of them. All of them, the way Uhuru had them. What Uhuru got in the 10 Mount Kenya counties, Ruto must get. Maybe because he has also gained kidogo elsewhere, maybe he can let go. 20%, 20, maybe 80%. He can stand a chance. 80. But as we talk now, Raila long past 30%. So already Ruto has lost the election. He can't win. And in Rift Valley, I tried to explain in my video, if you remember.
Yeah.
I said this. When people say Rift Valley has 4.8 million votes or something like that, you can check. They are forgetting that Ruto only has 6 counties in Rift Valley. Bomet, Kericho, Uasin Nandi, Elgeyo Marakwet, and Baringo. 6 out of 14. Those are the Rift Valley counties here. Those are 2 million votes.
Yeah.
Because even in 2017, there are those counties Raila won in Rift Valley. Turkana being one of them, Trans Nzoia being another one. And now he's going to add on West Pokot because all the leadership is in Azimio. He'll add on Samburu because Samburu he was just around there. He was just around there. You get what I'm trying to say? You see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they were sharing Narok and Kajiado with Uhuru Kenyatta. So when you talk of Rift Valley, and people are arguing, even educated people, Rift Valley are not Ruto votes. Ruto has only 6 counties that are his in the manner in which Raila has Luo and Nyanza. Those are his votes. The rest they are sharing with Raila, even in 2017.
What is the possibility of Rift Valley being a cosmopolitan region? What is the possibility that we cannot say per se which counties are going to vote for a specific person?
Know because demographics. In fact, for example, when you put, like, like Kipia, sometimes we count it in Rift Valley when you are bundling the votes. Yeah. Sometimes we say Mount Kenya because they become the 10 counties. For example, like Kipia North, they may not have a lot of votes, but those are Samburus. And now Samburus are in Azimio. Last time they were the other side, now they are the other side. So you can, all those changes. And a lot of, even with the ICC, people still had a little fear. In 2013, watu walitoroka kupiga kura. People left Nairobi, left elsewhere and went home. In 2017, it was still there. So it was still there, but now to not be there. Do you know how many voters in Naivasha are Luyas and Luos? Because of the flower farms. And in the voting this time, that will be reflected. Because government was on the other side.
But there are still Kikuyus who are with Ruto from central Kenya.
Those are the ones he must maintain all. And the question you must answer, your judge, on behalf of these people who think Ruto will have the numbers, answer this question. Are you telling me, and I've asked this question for too long, are you telling me Uhuru and Mother Karua will not influence Kikuyu voting hata kidogo? Is that what you are telling me? Is it possible? In the world in which we live.
But I want to know this. He hasn't been in the campaign trail. But how will he influence regular people if he's on boardrooms?
How does he need to be there?
I'm saying if he's in boardrooms, he's not on the campaign trail. People are not seeing Uhuru.
Politics is played in many different ways.
How will he reach the ordinary people? If you are saying Uhuru will help them.
Let me tell you this. Do you know how influential the church is when it comes to Mount Kenya politics?
I saw a Corino with Uhuru.
My friend, you don't joke. Once Uhuru has the Catholic Church, they are Corino. PCA Mutaratara. Procedure and something, practice and procedure. SEK. And you still think you'll get votes because you are giving money to some bishops and pastors.
President
People face Mount Kenya in the way they'll be advised accordingly. Leaving boys jumping on the road.
I've seen President Jadiel sent us $9.99. Thank you so much.